So, here it is. This is the 4,000 subscriber special Basil the Bat Lord Shell promotional set number 5. Should have maybe looked up the official name for it. Anyways, this set has a lot of history to me, and I think it's very appropriate that we're doing it for this big milestone. This set was given to me by my cousin, who was a few years older than me. He knows that I was and am into Lego. He was done with college, I guess, but he would have been an older teen in 1998, 2000. So this would have been 1999, 2000 something. He would have gotten this set, and he was probably just too old for Lego. So there's that. But inside here, it is sealed. The box, these boxes are meant to be punched and opened. So it, at some point after he gave it to me, it got messed up. But I count it as a sealed set that we're going to be opening today. Piece count is 20. It's a nice amount of pieces. Not too big, not too small. It does come with that minifigure of Basil the Bat Lord. No cape, but that's how he would come in a promotional set like this. Ages 5 through 12. Look at that very happy child. No death child here. It doesn't even, I don't think there's any warnings on the box saying don't die with it. It does say made in Denmark, and here's the alternate model they suggest. It's not exactly a model so much as it is him like making the flyer, but it's made in Denmark, distributed in the US, Enfield, Connecticut. Includes instructions included for the main model, and again the shell logo. It's 5239, which it doesn't have on the main front of the box, but it has it on the side as well. Again, that kind of alt model. And then on the back, it has all of these great things to build. I had that one, I believe, and I know I had this one. And I think I've since had this one. 90% sure I've got that one too. So 1, 6, 9, and now number 8. Number 5. I was going to say, yeah, no, number 8's the adventure airplane with Adventure Man. So, anyways, let's do it. Let's open it. So this is how the bags used to be back in the day. They were perforated so that you couldn't choke on them, and I guess that's the head there too is also perforated. And now you'll notice something real cool about this is that the minifigure comes half assembled. That's what they used to do so they could print the faces and torsos easier. It's easier to hold the head and the body, from what I understand, than it was to hold the head, so that's cool. There's also a chrome sword in there. And do I have the instructions? I do. Good, I didn't lose them. Oh my gosh, and this is a special thing. This is, if you know what this is, you're an ancient fan of Lego. This is the number 5, but why? Because you could get a collection sheet that had all of these on it, and you would put the stamp, the number 5 sticker, in the 5th one so that you checked it off. Now look at these big, bulky instructions. They fold out all the way. I'll give you a big poster on the back here, and then there's more of the Fright Nights line with Basil and Willie? Lila Witch? Something like that. 6 easy instructions. You notice they do a lot of things, and they don't like apologize for doing a lot of things in the instructions. That's really fun. Doesn't even tell you what to do with like the bat and the rod. Just do it. Be done with it. Here's how you make the man. It's already assembled here, so it's 1, 2, 3 pieces really. And that's interesting. I wonder how that counts towards the piece count, if the head counted as a separate piece or not. Oh, you know what? I think I had the Technic bike as well, the number 10. Anyways, you would have gotten these as a you could get them on special. They were, I think, a couple bucks. Someone tell me how much they were, but they were cheap, I recall. Little sets. If you bought gas at a Shell gas station, you could make a purchase and then get these. So let's do it. Feels really weird opening such an old set, but that's what we do here, and I plan on having Basil. Look at that old grays. Nice. plan on using Basil and his weapons and his helmet. So I think that it's definitely worth doing. His hands are both in that weird orientation. A classic bat that we still use here in the modern 2020. I guess this is as good a time as any to say thanks for subscribing again, and if you're a subscriber already, you did it. If you didn't subscribe yet, I mean, this is a reasonable time. A little late, but not bad. Now, the chrome sword is in perfect condition, no scratches, but the second that I put it in his hand, it'll start to scratch. And every time I use it beyond that, it will start to scratch. So maybe we'll do that at the end, but not yet. The old style of dragon flames. There should be UV reactant. Yeah, that is. It's pretty UV reactant. Anything else in there? Nope. Just the fire. So the build shouldn't be terribly hard, but let's do it. The big thing with this set that's going to be kind of a nostalgia punch is these wings. They don't make these old dragon wings anymore, and I never had the classic dragon, so I never had these wings. I think some of my cousins did have dragons, but well, those are nice. Most of the old style thick clips. Those are a little bit more prone to breaking than the modern thin clip style, but I think they look better for most applications. Realistically, this thing ends up being a dragon. It's got the tail and I'd count these as legs maybe, and some wings out here, and this could be a head. And it's simple and probably not meant to be a dragon. It's obviously some kind of flying machine because of the inclusion of rockets in the back. But I think that's a cute characteristic of it. And then the instructions, the instructions show the fire being kind of put at fun angles to make it look a little bit more lifelike. So we'll just improvise some good angles for that fire. Love that. Just look at the way the light catches those dragon flames without even using the fluorescing UV flashlight. It just catches them and they kind of twinkle. All the parts, of course, are still in great condition, no scratches or anything. The crisp Lego logos on everything. Of course, there are injection points as normal, but they're very flush. They just feel good. These are all Danish parts too. They hadn't outsourced to other countries, according to the box at least. And you know, there it is. Only the best is good enough. Some other real fun things to note about this, probably on the minifigure are going to be the most fun, but that classic smile had just been introduced with the frown for the, I believe for the Fright Nights was the first frowning ones. Everyone had been happy up to that. They still have the dots for eyes, and the frown looks incredibly close to the smile, just literally flipped upside down. He does have some widow's peak and a mustache there with some big bushy eyebrows, but very similar to the classic smile. No printing on the back or the legs, which is interesting, but there's a lot of detail actually in the torso here. Look at that. It's an ombre effect. It's not the light catching it, it's just that it's darker over here and lighter over here, and it's done with a steepling technique, I believe, to make it kind of show up like that. There's also lots of lines and dots, and is that a little bit of chest showing through there? Who knows? I'd say that this is some kind of studded leather, very ornate studded leather, but that's what it is. The face just looks great on him. And then if we peek underneath there, oh, there's printing on the neck. That means that the head was put on for us after printing the body. That's an orientation mark. Everyone knows that it's an orientation mark. for the body to know how to print on the front so that the arms are correct, I thought, but then the head's already on. Maybe the head was just put on so it was easier to print, not printed at the same time. Interesting. Again, I like this, just the dinginess of that dark gray feels really strong. And then this is the old light gray, the medium colored gray. Just very, it feels gray. It doesn't feel blue. And just gets up on there and away, and that's some good swooshability right there. Yeah, it's a good looking set. Lots of good pieces. Maybe too many specialized pieces with the wings and this tail and the two different types of spaceship wings being used. But I mean, you're gonna have a hard time building a castle with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a solid 7 out of 10 right there. That's nice. It's real nice. Let's look at the box one more time here and look at those other two castle sets. We had the flame cart and we had the Basil the Batlord launcher catapult thing. As a kid, I never realized, but those yellow dots, the 1x1 round plates, go in that. It's a pot. It's a black pot. And you can flick it, and those are the ammo of it. This one has a barrel and some fire coming out, and some other knight just wheeling it about. It does have a bat on it, so I assume he's in Legion with the Batlord. And both of these definitely feel much more traditionally castle-like. It's a little bit of a small catapult, and the flame cart definitely leaning towards fantasy side, but this is pure fantasy. If you say that the Fright Nights wasn't a fantasy theme before its time, then look at this. It's being propelled by some kind of obvious magic, dark blood magic, crystallized rod into a bat scepter to power these, shoot flames out of the back of a little glider. That's impressive. The other thing that's crazy is the scale of this sword. The chrome sword is way, way bigger than a lot of the contemporary swords from its time. I think it's almost as long as the Ninja Katana would be the longest sword at the time. But like the regular sword is so much smaller. It's got that big Lego size stud with the Lego. I don't know if you can see it in there. It's the Lego logo is inside the hilt. Pommel? Base? I don't know. Geez, sword words are hard. Anyways. Great looking figure. That helmet is just so classic with it's got a, recessed stud as well, so you could add some accessories to him, but the bat wings being the same as the bat's wings on the helmet, just menacing, and it's a very strong looking figure. It's an okay looking build, but it is a very nostalgic era appropriate build. What's this sticker say? I just realized it's got a date on it. 1997. Wow. So that's all for this build. That was a cute one, and again, I really do want to thank everyone for showing up. I want to thank everyone who supports me on Ko-Fi. There's a link to that if you feel like you should support me, but there's 4,000 people who chose willingly to click a button and say, hey, this guy deserves some fraction of my attention. So that's a lot, and it's always weird because like I don't say thank you maybe enough, and maybe you guys don't deserve the thanks that I give you, but we're all here. We're all ancient fans of Lego, and this is this set is for the ancient fans of Lego. So I will be putting an automatic video, should I remember to do it. Subscribe button on Basil. Yeah, that's good. And then over here around the number 5 is a video that I will handpick for you. I'm thinking one of my other subscriber specials, we did them for some good worthy milestone numbers back in the day. And it's been a journey. So again, thanks, and I will be making another video eventually.